What's going on, everybody? David here, back with another video. So we're going to do a stimulus package, stimulus check update, and we're going to talk about targeting. This targeting that they're talking about, is it going to be 50,000, 75,000? What does that really mean? And we're going to take a look and a listen to Congresswoman Jayapal, because I think she explains it the best in the reason why this is ridiculous, the fact that they're saying that they want to target this more. Then we're also going to look at the majority leader, Chuck Schumer. Chuck Schumer came out earlier this morning and was just indicating, because we have the impeachment trial starting today, he's indicating, look, we can do more than one thing. So we can do the impeachment trial. We can also work on this COVID relief. So we're going to take a look at that. But first off, you guys can do me a favor. Please hit the like button. It does help with the YouTube algorithm. Also, please subscribe to the channel. Hit that little bell notification. That way you'll get notified anytime we put out a video. All right. So the first thing I want to do is take a look and a listen to Ms. Jayapal, and we'll talk about it on the other end.
Because the vast majority of the American people support this package, Republicans and Democrats. So if we want to talk about unifying proposals, a big, bold stimulus package that raises the wage and gets checks out to people, puts money in people's pockets, deals with all of the issues that small businesses and families are facing, that is the unifying proposal. And Republicans, if they don't want to go along with it, that's up to them. But we now control, Democrats now control the House, the Senate, and the White House. And I grant you that it's a thin majority in both chambers. But the reality, Rachel, is we've got to do what we promised. We've got to get these $2,000 checks, $1,400 in addition to the $600, out to people. We should not be cutting thresholds to $50,000 and $100,000. That makes no political sense. You outlined that. But it also makes no policy sense, because we are looking at 2019 numbers to determine this eligibility. Everybody understands that tens of millions of people lost their jobs or had reduced income in 2020. So if you look at an income threshold from 2019, it is not relevant to what we're trying to do. And this idea of targeting, I just call it restricting for no good reason. Because if you really wanted to target, then you would need to look at the most recent data on income, which is not what we're using in this bill. So let's just get these checks out to everybody. And we did score a victory after a lot of pushing that the Progressive Caucus did over the weekend. We were able to secure at least the initial victory of keeping these thresholds the same. But we just have to be really clear. There are a lot of people who are hurting across this country. And reducing thresholds and talking about some fake targeting is not going to get relief to people, on top of not being what we campaigned on. So that's the first thing. Okay,
so that's Ms. Jayapal. She went on to talk about the $15 an hour minimum wage, but I'll talk about that in a separate video. So you see what she's saying there, and she's raising some really valid points. 2019, if you're using that as the indicator, people were making money in 2019. Some of those same people lost their jobs in 2020. And I talked about this a couple of videos ago. So how can you use that to target people? That it just doesn't make any sense. If you lost your job in 2020, you even if you made $150,000 a year in 2019, that has no relevance on what happened in 2020 in your current situation. So if they do want to target, then they need to use information that is current. If they're not going to use current information, then it makes no sense to go that route. And so she raises that point, and I think that's a real strong argument. And I think ultimately what we're going to see, and she did indicate that right now they're going to leave the qualifications at the way they are right now. They're not going to make any changes or anything. So the 50,000 or less, they haven't made that change yet. So we'll have to see. Hopefully we'll never make that change. You know, and I was thinking about this. It's interesting how this all kind of evolved, because if you remember the $600 stimulus check that people received, less people qualified for that $600 stimulus check. But no one really talked about that. So instead of that threshold being less than 99,000 per individual, it was less than 87,000 per individual. So less people received that second stimulus check. No one talked about that too much. But now that we're looking at the $1,400 stimulus check, now more people can qualify, and it goes even higher than 99,000 per individual. And so now that's when they're talking, okay, well, yeah, we just can't do this. Why not just keep it the same across the board? So the $600 stimulus check should go out to the same people that it went out to last time. the $1,400 stimulus check should go to the same people that it went out to last time. So less than 99,000 should qualify for something. 75,000 or less should qualify for the full amount. That's the way it should. Make it a flat rate and not do this calculation that they're trying to do. Okay, so I want to show you guys one more clip. This is Chuck Schumer, the majority leader. Let's take a look.
Now, to why we're here. You know, it was said a few weeks ago in all the punditry and everywhere else that the impeachment trial would throw a wrench into President Biden's early agenda. We are here today to say we are not letting that happen. We can do both at once. The defining challenge of our moment, we had to do three things when we gained the majority. One, fill the president's cabinet. We are doing that. Last night, 2 nominees were approved. Late at night, the Deputy Secretary of Defense was approved by voice vote. Second, run a fair impeachment trial. And unlike the previous impeachment, Leader McConnell and I are introducing the resolution together. No one can claim it's not fair. But third, and just as important, is deal with this awful COVID crisis. To the pundits who said we can't do both at once, we say you are wrong. We can and we are. The bottom line is simple. The Senate is moving full steam ahead on a bold plan to get this country out of the crisis, to speed vaccination distribution, provide a lifeline to small businesses, help schools reopen safely, save the job of teachers, firefighters, and other public employees, and so much more.
Okay, so that was Chuck Schumer saying that we can do 2 things at once. We can do the impeachment trial as well as do COVID relief. I don't know. We'll have to see how they handle this. It's going to be really tough. We know the House right now, they're going to be working on the in committee and trying to get this whole bill put together. And then once they do that, then the House is going to go ahead and vote on it, get it approved in the House, and then sent over to the Senate. And then at that point, then the Senate's going to have to look at it. So it could be a couple of weeks from now, but we'll have to see if the majority leader can stick to his word and say, look, we can do 2 things at once and we'll be able to handle this at that time. We do not know how long this impeachment trial is going to last. So that's going to be another thing that we have to look at. But I want to know what you guys think. Do you guys think that the majority leader's right, that they can get this done? They can do 2 things at once? Let me know down below. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe for more, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.